Alrighty, hello you lovely people, welcome back or to the channel. My name is Scott Beeks and today we are going through how to reverse cut in the sport of Roundnet. First things first, what is a reverse cut in Roundnet? A reverse cut, opposite to the cut serve, now goes towards the net and spins in the opposite direction. So when we have a cut serve to now extend our range as a server, a reverse cut serve puts opposite spin on the ball to ensure that now we're also increasing range in the opposite direction, demanding a higher level of footwork for a serve receiver. So, what spin is required to perform a reverse cut serve in Roundnet? Previously on this channel, we discussed the spin required for a cut serve, therefore going towards the net and jumping left if you're a right-handed server. Now, for a reverse cut, we're now looking for opposite spin. Okay, this is called clockwise spin, also known as corkscrew spin. This ensures that when the ball is now traveling towards the net, instead of jumping left like a cut, it now jumps right like a reverse. If we now know that we want to achieve clockwise spin rotation to ensure we see that change of direction for a reverse cut in Roundnet, we also need to understand that it's possible to get both backspin rotations and topspin rotations when performing a reverse. If we now get backspin rotations as well as our clockwise spin rotations, it's now going to slightly reduce the speed of the reverse and reduce the jump because we're now achieving some backspin rotations. And on the other side of the spectrum, if we now get a few top spin rotations as well as our clockwise spin, we are now going to see the speed of the reverse increase, but the maximum jump is going to be reduced due to now these top spin rotations instead of complete clockwise spin rotations. And so, if we want to see the biggest jump possible when performing a reverse, we want to ensure that we are getting complete clockwise spin rotations and as many as possible before the ball contacts the nets. Now, before we get into the details of the hand contact, it's important to understand that we can perform a reverse cut in vertical toss, the lateral toss, and the phantom toss. If we're just trying to start out and trying to learn and trying to improve our reverse cut, then we should stick to the vertical toss because we know that this is the most repeatable and the most consistent toss in Roundnet. On to the hand contact needed to perform a reverse in Roundnet. If we start with the hand, it needs to be firm and our fingers need to be rigid. We need to try and mold our hand in the shape of this ball to ensure that we can get the best contact possible. If for some reason our fingers are really loose and our hand isn't firm, then it's very hard for us to create this double contact, this carry contact that's needed for both the reverse and the cut serve in Roundnet. So make sure that your hand is firm, fingers are rigid, and now you can see this ball isn't going to slide through and I can create an initial contact point and an exit contact point, which is required for a reverse cut. So we have our hand, 1, nice and firm, 2, fingers are rigid, and 3, we're trying to mold it in the shape of the ball. This way we can ensure that we get more consistent contact and we get more rotations on the ball. And so just like the cut serve, we were trying to get around it and over it, for reverse cut, we're now trying to get around and under it to perform those clockwise spin rotations. And so for a reverse cut serve in Roundnet, our initial contact point is still in the upper palm area, but below these two fingers, our pointing finger and our middle finger. This way it ensures that we get around the ball on initial contact point. If we don't get around the ball and we have our contact point too high, it won't allow us to get around it and we'll end up hitting too much through it. And so if we manage to get around it on our initial contact point, our exit contact point is now coming off the end of our fingers as we get under the ball. So we've got around the ball, initial contact point, and then exit contact point, we're now trying to get under the ball so you can see the ball wants to create these clockwise spin rotations. And so the principle is, again, getting around the ball and under it to create these rotations. And it's personal preference whether you prefer to use your middle finger, just your pointing finger, or both. This doesn't matter as much as the principle of getting around the ball with initial contact point and then exit contact point, getting underneath it with one of these two fingers or both to get those clockwise spin rotations. Alrighty, that is all for today's video. If you're looking for more coaching content like this, as well as drills across setting, hitting, serving, defense, and serve receive, feel free to check out my Patreon, where I'm doing a lot of coaching online during this off season, and I'll see you guys in the next video.